Hi everyone, today is October 30th, 2021. My name is Angelina Ha and I'm here with my mother, Hyung Nguyen. And today we will be diving into your cultural background and your family history. So are you ready for it?
I guess so.
Alright, so first question. So from what I know, you immigrated here from Vietnam where you originally grew up. Where exactly were you born in Vietnam?
I grew up in Vietnam, and I was born in Saigon, in the south. Now they call it the Ho Chi Minh City, but back then it's called Saigon.
And was that more like when it was like farmlands, or was it like
It's
more
a
closer
city.
to a city?
City is in the city. We grew up a city family. Childhood is, I think, I don't recall much because it's after the war, so things is like very rough.
Was Omai super strict? Because he scares me now. So was he strict with you guys? Or
Well, technically, the Asian family, the father figure is very, strong, discipline, obey in the way. So yes, when we grow up, we get spanky, and if you do something wrong, and that's very common.
okay, yeah.
It's a culture.
All right. And from what you told me, you came to the U.S. and started attending middle school. Do you remember the exact year that I decided to immigrate over to the U.S.?
Um, Technically, after the war, and most of the Vietnamese people in the city or lightly in the south, they doesn't want to stay in the new government, so they want to bail out Vietnam and try to you know see the other country for the freedom. So the family, our family is the same token. All his sibling, sister and brother was on the boat on the same time the event happened, but because he is the older man in the family, so he has to stay with his parent, which is our family have to stay with the grandparent, my grandparent there. So that's why we stay. But for a few years after the war, thing is very rough. So his sister tried to adopt, paperwork for our family to move to U.S. So that is processed for 10 years. We don't really go into that because that's adult paperwork. So I know it's happened, but I have no, like, we don't have any discuss over it. We know that one day we will fly to U.S. That's it. But it takes like 10 years for paperwork done.
So when did you what was the exact year that you arrived to the U.S.?
I recall should be somewhere in winter. I know it's cold. They give us a free jacket when we fly in, and it should be around 1985 or 88.
And what was like your reaction to the news? Because you were like pre-teens, teens during that time. Like you had school.
The recall memory is exciting in the way. It's sad in the way because you have to depart from your family, your friend and your neighbor, family there too, and to come here with a no, because the we don't know where we end up to, because my aunt, who is try to have a paperwork, she on that time she lived in Tucson, Arizona, which is a small city back there. So we have no clue, how the house or what the city we end up to. But the flight is like, it's just a kid. It's just like fun in the way because we travel. First time going to the airplane. First time end up to Thailand, and.
Oh, like you took like a carryover kind of in Thailand.
They have a campsite that they hold most people there. They check for the health well before they can release you in U.S.
Was this like part of like a sponsorship program?
Uh, That's is think it's a routine for the immigration
Oh,
paperwork
really?
and
I didn't know
health
that.
checkout. Everybody in there had to have a right vaccine or something like that before we can come in U.S.
So, can you talk to me a bit more about like life in Arizona? Was it like you moved in with like a couple and like did they have like a big house? Was it like on a
Well, technically, the family that we moved in on that time frame, my aunt, um, husband and wife, and have three boys, because she the one who do the paperwork. So we end up with her house, but technically, we only stay there for like a week or two. Yeah, because of paperwork, so you end up to that, address. But after that, they arrange, my dad family with all his sibling here. They arrange for our family once we here. We will be there for a week or so. That's something is, they discuss at the adult. We don't know. We just, tag along whoever take us where we end up. You know, whatever. But I recall that we will be at Phoenix for a couple, I think a week or two, and the memory is so odd because the house is like by itself,
is it
and yeah,
flat
the
land and all that?
one house to another house like a distance. It's not like next to
Uh-huh,
next,
uh-huh.
and it's a desert and it's no tree and it's very like Wild West in a way.
Did
Uh,
you like it like that, or were you expecting like more like big cities when you came to America?
yeah, I expect you see like something like New York, or something like high building or crowded street, a lot of car, but we end up something is like country and barely see a neighbor. So it's kind of odd for us. But on that time frame, we will only be there for like a week or two, so we didn't pick it up all that information much, you know.
So from there, like, where did you move? Like, were you only in Arizona for a week or two, or
No, Tucson,
just
Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona?
And then after that, we decide, the parent or the family decide that we will stay with my younger aunt, which she was living in Phoenix,
Okay,
Arizona.
got it.
So that's where we moved there. And then my dad have a job, and then we settle in. So that's how we start our family in the U.S. Technically in Phoenix, Arizona.
And you started middle school in Phoenix, Arizona, correct?
Yes. When we there, I think winter. I don't recall, but I was there for half a semester of
Oh,
middle school,
that's so
like
little.
a few months. And I remember that we have a walkout graduation on middle school for like like you say what?
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's like different in a
No, I think we
way.
went to V's. Remember?
Um, I think we still have one or two picture that we walk out. We look so like weird, not even fit in yet. But anyway, after that, we stayed 4 year in high school there.
Oh,
The childhood in the high school for me, life in the high school is, I don't know. I'm still not fit in a way.
can I ask? Like, I don't want to assume, but how well were you able to speak like English back then when you first moved?
No, we barely know anything. So we, as a group by itself, we just like English is second language
Mm-hmm.
uh, for a long time. I think for the whole 4 year in high school, but because the teacher is they know and they help out, and yeah, I have a English teacher. She is so nice. She aware of how status that we are, so she helped us a lot because in the class that we have beside us, I think like three or family of three and one or two another Vietnamese person there,
Mm-hmm.
and then half of the other class is Mexican kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of fun. You're not by yourself as a second English a second language.
Was it like a special class for like I guess like international students or students
No,
that
no, no.
didn't
Just
speak?
yeah, not international student. They just tell you that you are English is your second language.
Yeah,
The
I think I had
ESL,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we had that too. I was in it for a bit. I think it's because I marked like Vietnamese as my
Yeah,
first
because
language.
if yeah in here if you have a kid stay home on the second on the firstborn language, whatever, like Vietnamese, Chinese, or
Yeah.
whatever, and when the kid come in first time come into kindergarten or preschool, they test you and then they will help you on that.
I was really good at it. I don't know why they put me in there. Whatever. Okay. So, do you remember like more like social aspects of like high school? Like, did you make a lot of friends?
Well,
Was it like a heavy presence of like Vietnamese in Phoenix?
no, it's only like technically we have like three of us there, and then they have like two more guys that I remember, but we don't mingle with them. And for myself, I think I do well in all the class. We do very good. Um, but I don't show so much. I don't attach to anybody that I recall.
Did
But
you
I
join the
do.
badminton team?
Yeah, I do. I do involve in sport. I love sports. So all the PE or whatever that they have, like volleyball, whatever game, I love to join. And I even joined the badminton team, and we go play. But then I don't have like a best friend or somebody that we just like go school and go home and do homework and but we don't do anything much.
So, did you finish like your entire high school and graduate in Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes, and then I have my best teacher, Miss Mayer. I think her name. That's an English teacher. She helped me to do paperwork for scholarship, register to college. So I have like whole bunch of scholarship that on my first year, and I was in University of Arizona for like first semester. But I just by some reason I didn't fit in, and on the same token that the family decided to move to California, so I just bail out.
No, what year did they decide to move to California?
It's 98 or 99 on that time frame.
98. So you only stayed there for like just like a bit.
10
so, like,
years.
10 years.
Yeah, 80 something to 90, so almost it's a 10-year
Well,
token.
you said 85 before. Like you came to America.
Yeah,
85.
but 88 or 85 and 98 or 99.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So when did you decide to move to?
Well, that's is adult information too, because both of my parents was working there, but his job got moved to California.
Oh, what?
So
was
there was a time frame that he was working here and fly back to us in a weekend. So it takes like I believe it's like a 6 months to a year. I'm not sure. I think that's he tried to test to see, because California and here the expand living is different.
Oh yeah,
Living expense is different.
Yeah.
So that's why he wants to see if we can comfortable moving in a new place and all that stuff. So he was in and out for like 6 months to a year at that time frame, and then afterward they decide to move. So when they move, and then well, as a family of 5, so once they decide to move, both of us, my older brother and me, when we move into California, we both had a job to help out the payment, for the new place.
And is that like the Santa Ana house?
Yes.
So that's where we're staying now, currently.
Yeah.
Can I ask do you remember like what job Y had?
He was print shop operation operator.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
And
so he run the whole big giant print machine in a warehouse.
yeah. And did you like Santa Ana compared to Phoenix?
The weather is better.
There's a lot more people.
The weather is extremely better compared to Phoenix. Phoenix is so hot and so cold.
Yeah.
For the culture, it's better because they have more Vietnamese food here.
Yeah.
You know, restaurant and so on compared to back then in Phoenix. We close to our relative more because most of my dad family, you know, his sibling is here, so it's nice. It's much better, and then it's more place you go. You know, you have a beach, you have thing, and then I was hooked up in the Boy Scout of the Vietnamese Boy Scout here, and then we go a lot of camping. So it's more activity in California compared to Phoenix.
How does that work? Because I don't know anything about scouts, but like back then, did they allow like girls in still, or was it like strictly?
Well, the environment to scout is just something is we didn't plan either. So one day back in Phoenix, when you know, my dad take us you know, to go library or something, grocery shopping or whatever. So we come by we come across of the park. I think actually the park that we used to go there to fishing like a little kid.
Oh yeah.
And then he noted there was you know, a group Asian with the scout uniform, and then when he looked close in detail, so he know that they have a Vietnamese flag, you know, the yellow and
Was
two
it the one
stripe.
with the streets? Is that the one that's like representative of like
the own the, you know, the South and back there? So he told us that's a Vietnamese scout, and he would like us to involve. So we come and check it out, and we like it, you know, and we sign up for it, and we was a member of the scout back there in Phoenix, and then we go some camping. In, you know, on the time that I live in Phoenix, we do have a camping with the whole scout compared to like different state that they have back there in San Jose. So I go with the jamboree, what they call for the group of Vietnamese people. It's like maybe 500 member on that time frame. So we have a Vietnamese scout from San Jose, Santa Ana, you know, in the South Orange County, Texas, Washington D.C., and a whole bunch of it there. It's kind of fun. So when I moved from Phoenix to Arizona, I already know there was a group of scout in Orange County that I can, you know, involve in. So I stay with that group, you know, when I move in on that time frame.
So did you open back home all like join this like the same?
Yeah, the whole family, 3 of us, my older brother, me, and my sister was into it. And I guess the next question you guessing, you know, how I meet my your dad, right? So in there, that's everybody in. Myself, you know, meeting your dad there in the scout, and you know, we end up to marry. And the same token for my sister and my brother, they all come to scout, and they all, you know, dating somebody in the scout, and we all end up marry somebody in the same group too.
Because I've seen like a lot of old pictures. I wasn't really sure of like when they dated back or like when you guys started, but I recognize so many faces, you know?
Yeah, I guess we very
tight-knit,
and that's the only group that I associate with.
Because even like Go Chop and like Chutung, you know them from Scouts too.
Yeah, Go Chop is in Scout. Chutung is later on when she get married, and then we involved, you know, and we got introduced with him.
And then like was that one guy where he does like wood art?
Yes.
He's in Scouts too.
He was
Did
in
you meet
Scout
him
too.
In Scouts?
Yeah.
I feel like you've known him for a while.
Yeah, he is a scout that we know him back in Phoenix, so he is the longest one.
See,
Yeah,
I
he
feel like I've
used
seen him like in a lot of the pictures.
yeah he used to live in Phoenix, and and later on he moved different place, but yeah. So I guess I'm very own attached, so I only have one group that I involved, and I keep it until now.
Okay, so back to Dad. You met him in Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you interested in him?
Oh, let me see. I guess on that time frame when you grow up, you want to, and then you in a scout, so it's more like independent and more like
Yeah, didn't
travel.
he have like a van and everything, and he sold like
Yeah,
noodles?
he the way he think is different too.
Because I know he was kind of like a hippie, and I know he like played guitar, had long hair, and all that.
Yeah, he grew up. His style is different, but by the time I met him, it's changing a little bit. He's more like not travel much as he used to be. He have a job and he stay, and then he was a leader, one of the troop, the scout troop.
Yeah.
So it's more like somebody that
It's like have their life together. It's a bit more stable.
Stable, yeah,
So
like
kinda
they
drawn
grow,
to that.
like more growing up,
Like mature.
Yeah, mature, grown up and stable. Like he ready to be tied up with family type, and we have the same passion about scout and outdoor.
Yeah, I remember he tried getting me into it with like learning.
Oh, he
knots.
loved to get you guys involved, but by some reason, none of you guys click.
That's true. That's true. Well, maybe because like we live in Lake Elsinore, or when we lived in Lake Elsinore, and it was all the way in Orange County, so we only went there like once a week, and it was hard because everyone else in Scouts, like when we tried joining, they all knew each other from school, but we didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
All right. So you met Dad. When did you guys decide to get married? What year?
We get married in. Now I get confused. So I told you that we moved here in 99, huh? But maybe 91.
Yeah, I was confused with that
Yeah,
too, because Elizabeth
I-
was born 98.
Yeah, so that's why I get my memory is
Okay,
not
no, it's
not
okay, it's
not
okay.
good with me anymore. So now you ask me the time frame, and I go back and say, what did I tell
You're like
you?
10 years, 98.
I was like, that doesn't make sense now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
anyway,
good.
95 or 96. 96.
Okay, 96. And I saw like the wedding pictures you had. You had a wedding at the house, and you had one at a church.
Yes.
So which one was first? Was it the house wedding that goes first, or is it the church wedding?
Well, the wedding is take place in the church. The house is just some.
It's like more of a family gathering. It's an after party, isn't it?
Oh no. The house is where you formally, as an Asian, you formally go, how do you call it? It's,
Introduce the family.
the traditional way that you come and get, Well,
Was it like coming to get the bride? Like you stay
yeah,
at home, he comes in?
yeah. It's a culture thing. But
So-
the wedding take place should be in the church. But the way it's flow out or roll out is have a Asian culture into it. So the room have to come to the bride house and go through the lay and pray and all that stuff.
So
And
you
then
had like
from
lay
there
and pray in like
in the house.
in the house too.
And then we go to the church, and then we have all the mass, the formal thing in the church.
Yeah.
And after that, we go to the restaurant.
Okay. See, I was curious about this because Dad's family, I'm not actually sure. I think they might be Catholics, right? Is his family?
They Catholic.
Yeah.
Both his parents Catholic.
And then our family is Buddhist. So
Yeah.
how'd you make the transition from like that religion to you?
Well, I think it's not that hard. Well, if I have to go through the same thing
Did
to
you
be
have
a
to be like
Christian. Like you
baptized
have
and
to be
everything?
baptized, and then you have to go through Mary counselor or class that prepare you to get the thing. So for you to get the for you to have a wedding in the church, you have to go in and be a member. So I think it's a year for me to go through it and get everything done.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
See, that's what I don't get. For me, I feel like if that's like the goal, like the purpose of going into like church is just to get married.
no, but I'm an open mind. So
Yeah.
I think that's
You are.
good.
That's true.
I think that's good. The culture, whatever I learn, learning new things is not hurting.
So I just want to ask. I'm not sure if it's too personal, but like right now, like where are you in your religious like beliefs? Are you?
Well, for right now, for my term to believe, for myself, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I think God, it just it's just in your head is how you define it, but each culture they have, it's the same it's the same person. For me, it's the
And they
same
have like
person.
different.
Yeah,
ways
the
of-
yeah the way the religion or the way that people believe, you can unify it to be somebody is close to you, but technically it's just one person.
So you're talking about religion in more of like a spiritual way, where you're just kind of
Yes.
acting morally. You don't have to act based on like a strict code.
Yeah. As long as you do, you don't harm people. You kind, and you share. And my standard life is, you live your life as helping people as much as you could, and that's good enough. Either whatever you Buddhist or Catholic.
All right, so now we're kind of bringing it back to more current things. You got married in 95, 96. You had Elizabeth and then me. And then we were all living in that small apartment house by 99-cent store, right? So you were about to have Kat, and that's when we decided to move to like Elsinore. Do you know why we decided to move out here instead of like staying?
Well, the time frame is it's not working well. I guess, as a family, you try to work and save money to buy a house. Okay, so by the time that we go through all that and decide to buy a house, when we have, enough money to down payment, the house in Orange County is so high. So your dad was looking around, and back there when we married, I don't do paperwork. He does all the paperwork, and all I do is tag along and sign all the documents. So he the one who look for place, and he the one who decide where and what to do.
Yeah.
So for his opinion, is price, the house price in there is so high, and with that same amount, he can get the house here bigger for 3 of you guys, so more room for you, and they have a new school, they will build for you. So that's why he, that's how it has a bill for you. So you have a new school and all that stuff, close to the house, and a new neighbor.
And how do you feel about like Elsinore? Do you like it? Because it's like it's very barren, even though we have neighbors.
Well, technically, this is how it goes. When I have a house, I'm still working in Orange County.
Yeah.
Only you 3 and your dad was here for a few years until my job is, decide to move, and I got laid off, and that's where I stay. So it took me like another, let me see, I buy the house is 2000 and 2006. That's where Catherine was born. And then you guys move in here, and then my job is ending around like 2014. That's where I technically moved here. So from the beginning, I have to drive back and forth, and very difficult because I didn't see my kid, and it's a rough time for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like lost, and I don't know. It's very
Yeah, 'cause I
depressing
feel
time
like
frame.
your entire, like most of your like family, not including the kids, is all the way in Orange County. I know all your friends live there still, so it's kind of isolating to have to
It's
move out
difficult.
here.
It's those years is take a toll on me.
And you made like a very slow transition because you worked as well.
Yeah,
So
it's I guess that's where things is start to breaking up as a family.
mm-hmm.
You know, I'm working there, and you know, I don't have my kid, my family around me,
Mm-hmm.
and then in a weekend you're supposed to relax, or so I have to drive here
Yeah.
and take care of you guys, do washing your clothes and do all that stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to be as the connection with my kid, and then
Yeah.
and then for like 2 days, and I have to drive back late on Sunday, and Catherine was cry, and on the way drive back I was cry.
You're making me cry. That's so sad.
It's difficult. All my friend was like, how could you have, how can you survive at this time? I say I have to, because only me works, so we need money.
Oh no. um, but now, are you feeling a bit better?
Well,
About like
I guess in life you have things up and down, and I guess now lucky go through the whole few year is down. Now I think we was okay, because I have a job now, and hopefully this job will stay with me for a long time, so I can take care of my kid.
All right. Okay, so I think this is a good place to end. Do you want to have any last words before this concludes?
Well, I do. I always want my kids to know that I'm here for them.
So sad.
Whatever I have, or whatever that in my power, I try my best to take care of them, and I want them to know that, and I love them so much.
Love you too. All right. Thank you for your time and sitting here and letting me interview you. I appreciate it. I think I learned a lot today, and I thank you for that as well. All right. I think this is the end. So goodbye, everyone.
Okay. Bye.